Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with Me, and we're going to be playing with the November E-Club kit today. Now, this is some of the things that come in the kit. You've got a whole pack of ephemera, more ephemera, and then some Christmas baker's twine. You've got a pack of the brads, and these are brads, not eyelets, brads, and then some stickers. And you've got a pack of bling. You've got this beautiful paper collection. I love this. This is Simple Stories, Hearth and Holiday. Now, let me say this. Some of you may have got a different paper collection. Some of you may have gotten the Christmas Lodge, which is real similar to this. The reason that some of you got the Hearth and Holiday is because they ran out of Christmas Lodge and discontinued it as soon as they ran out of it. So they didn't have enough for us. So some may have Christmas Lodge, some may have Hearth and Holiday, but they match perfectly. So, and then you got some vintage book page. So we're going to play around with this a little bit. Oh, and some cardstock. And then, of course, your waterproof Ziploc bag that we all get, and this gold jelly roller pen. I love that. I love my jelly roll pens, and it's got glitter in it too. So what I had thought about is I was thinking about the holidays coming up and doing, not me doing, but you know, a lot of you are doing craft fairs. I don't really have time. Well, this year I don't have the mind to do a craft fair, but I was thinking of a lot of you do craft fairs, and I thought, well, you know, I can show them how to do some things that would be really, really fun and easy to put in the craft fair and help you make some money. So, and we are going to use our little bags. That's just two little white bags. They didn't come in the kit. It's just some that I had in my stash. So this paper is 6 by 8, 6 inches by 8 inches. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn up the bottom of this paper about to that point. And I'll tell you what I'm turning it up at in just a minute. Let me find my bone folder. And this is just guessing. I have no clue if this is going to turn out right. 2.5 inches is what I turned it up. And then we're going to fold it in the middle. So, just going to fold it over. Try that one more time. And you can use your scoreboard and all that kind of stuff. Like I said, right now I'm playing around with it to make sure it's going to work. Now, you can see when you fold that like that, you've got that little bit hanging off. You can do one or two things. You can trim that off, or you can cut a little slit down through here, and it'll keep that bulk out so that it doesn't press that out like that. I'm just going to trim mine off. Don't think it matters one way or the other, but I'm just going to trim mine just a tiny bit. It's just a little bit anyway. Doesn't really even show that bad. And we'll ink it too, so not a big deal. Right now you want to put glue here. Glue on this side. And then glue right down the middle. That. So glue that middle one down first. And then I like to fold this over and press the outside ones down, because if you don't, if you try to put them down the other way, sometimes you get it off a little bit. Okay. All right. So there is that. Now, you say, what in the world are we making? Well, we are planning on making a little journal, and I should have put these in there before. I guess I can put them in there and then glue that back down. We're making small journals. Okay. Now let's glue that back down again. These are just the types of little things that usually go pretty good in your craft fairs and things, because people just like little small things they can pick up, throw in their purse or throw in their bag. Alright, there we go. Got that. So that's going to be the outside of our little journal. Now, since I had quite a few of these left when I did the larger journals, we're going to use some of these for the inside of this. Now, they're not going to be the exact height that I need, but I'm going to alternate them. So what I'm going to do is find my width that I need, which will be about right there. And then I'll tear this off. And you could leave that on there if you wanted to and just fold it back. Alright, so I'm going to tear them about the same. And don't worry if it's perfect or not. It doesn't have to be. You know that. I tell you over and over again. You guys that are worrying about perfection, you just can't do that and do crafting like this. You can get it nice, but you can't worry about the perfection part of it. Okay, now that's going to be probably the only one that's going to be similar to the right height that we need. Okay. And I'll probably put a few little pieces of book page and things like that in here too. Right now I'm going to fold these. Okay, I'm going to tear just a little bit more of this paper off because it sticks out just a tiny bit, because I put it in the center. Oops. That's some handmade paper and it is tough. Now you can see what I did. I alternated. I put one down here, one up here, one kind of in the middle, one at the top, one at the bottom, and then this one that goes all the way up and down, I put it in the middle. So that kind of gives us the alternation of the papers, and then they all fit in there. And I've got similar colors, so I've got the greens, got a little bit of yellow, a little bit of orange, but you know, we've got some orange going on there. So that's going to work just fine. Now I'm going to round my corners on this. And if I need to, I'll round that, but I don't think I will. If I can hold on to it. There we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and ink around it. There we go. No, I don't think I'll have to round the corners on any of those. So that's going to be one. I'm going to clip it together right here. Okay, I'm going to lay that aside for a second. And then we're going to take our bag. Now, this is a smaller bag. It started out like this. It is 8 1/4, maybe. And it's about 4 1/4. So about 4 1/4 by 8 1/4. You can find these just about anywhere. I think these come from Walmart many, many years ago. So I'm using one of those, and I have just flattened it out like we did that other one that we did in the other video. And I will link that below if you're wanting to know how they get flattened and all that kind of stuff. Then we flip that little piece up there. Then I'm just going to look at it and see if my sides are okay. And they look all right to me. That'll get folded up there. So we'll go ahead and put our little seam in here. And then this will be our flap that comes over the little clutch. Let's make sure that this is going to fit. Yep, it looks like it will just fit. Okay. So we know that we don't want to fold it up anymore because my little journal won't fit in it. And I'm just gluing this together for now, and then later I'll stitch around everything. But right now I'm just gluing it together so that it will, so that we can fold it over and just kind of look at it. All right. Yeah, I think that's going to be good. Looks like a little clutch. Okay, just make sure again. Yep, that fits. Okay. So, we need to start covering this with some paper. Now, you can do scrap paper. You can do whatever paper that you want. You can collage it. You can put full sheets on it. Just do whatever. It's yours. So, do whatever you feel like it. Whatever you feel like, I should say. So I think I'll start out with a piece of this. And I'm just going to tear it, and I'm going to collage this. And I'm just going to wrap the part down here. I'm going to wrap it around. Yep. And I am going to ink a little bit. Don't have to, but just a little. There we go. Okay, got that one on there. Let's see what we might want over here on this side. Just do some little checkered in here. Yeah. Let's see. There we go, and then we can bring a piece right here. I need to put my craft mat back up here because I'm getting glue everywhere. And that stuff is not easy to get up. This is just a little piece of the craft mat. It's not a full one, believe me. Somebody said, when I said this is our craft mat, somebody said, "Whoa, is that as big as they are? That's teeny tiny." No, they're huge. This is just an old one that I have had for a while. It's just a little piece that I keep where I can just do little small projects like this. Okay, let's do this. All right, put that one down through there. Oh, I like that. That's cute. Now we can put something up here. So let's turn it this way so that we'll know that we're putting it the right way up. Okay, I think I want a piece of this on this top up here. Just the darker, or maybe that side. Yeah, let's do that side. So, how are we going to do this? And I'm going to tear this side. And we need that the right way up, so that'll be the right way up. So I think I'm going to put that right there. Go ahead and tear this so it won't be straight. There we go. Make sure. Yep. Had to make sure I'm getting it the right way up, because if I'm not, I have to change everything up. Let's do a little piece of this one. Alright, I think I'll put that piece there. And it does take longer to collage these, but, you know, it just depends on what you want to do. I just wanted the different papers. I couldn't, truthfully, I couldn't decide which paper I wanted to use on it, so I just thought, I'll just use some of all of them. So let's see what else we've got. Maybe a little piece of this. That's pretty. Yeah. That will work right there. And sometimes I just enjoy collaging, you know. And I know most people collage with paper that's scrap paper, and mine's not necessarily scrap, but it's okay. I wanted to use some of all of it, so I guess I am. That turned a little bit. There we go. Now, let's see what we got here. Okay, so that is going to come down like that. Oh yeah, I like that. So we'll go ahead and trim this off. And I am going to stitch on this, so all of these edges will be held down. But you don't have to if you're not going to stitch. Just make sure you put plenty of glue on there. See, I've got a little piece right there popping up, but it'll be stitched down. So that will come around that way. Yes, I like that. Yep. And we're going to decorate that front so it doesn't look like just pieces. I'll show you how we're going to decorate that. Now we need something right here, and I may just put just a solid piece across there just to get it finished. Let's see how far down we need to come with it. Let's see, we need to go down about that far. I don't want any of that white showing, so I'm going to put it to about right there. So I am just going to run my glue on here, and then we'll trim it off. Whoops. Up a little bit. There we go. Okay. Okay. Now we have that piece in there. Now I'm not going to bend this until all of that dries well, and probably I stitch it and then I'll bend it. So we just need to put a little bit in here. Just some little scrap pieces. And when you're collaging, don't worry about it. A lot of people say, goodness, it looks horrible when I'm... It does when you first collage. It will look bad. Just keep going. It'll look better. You just got to keep going. And then when you add your focal point and everything to the top, it will be fine. You just got to keep a-trucking. I had a lady that said, I will not collage because when I get finished, it looks like a hot mess. Well, mine does too sometimes. But that's where you just have to keep going. Once everything gets full together, it won't look like a hot mess. And see, if I've got a little piece of that white bag showing through, not to worry because the background on this paper is white, so I don't think anybody would know the difference. So there's all of my bag covered that needs to be covered. Okay. So that'll go up that way, and this will roll over once we get it stitched. And the ink and the glue dries well, and I'll show you how we roll that. But right now, I'm going to lay this aside and kind of let it dry. We're going to go back to our little journal here. And I'm going to go ahead and stitch my signature in here, I think. No, actually, I'm going to take this to my sewing machine, and I'm going to stitch around this piece right here. And then we'll come back and we'll put our signature in there. Okay, I just did some really messy stitching, double time around it. And that is good enough. Okay. Grab my little journal tool here. And let's see, I think we have some red we can stitch that up with. Okay, that's easy enough. I'll probably put some little charms on that, so I'm going to leave those in the middle there. And then we have a little pocket on the front and a pocket in the back that we can make some little tags for. And then that will slide down in there, just like that. Okay. Now, let me, I think this is dry enough. It may not be, but I'm going to go try it. Make sure you let yours dry before you stitch. Remember, stitch across here first. Alright, we got this little guy stitched up, and I'm just going to put some ink around it to cover any of that white that may be showing through. Now right here, we want to like make this to where it will roll over and not bend. So just break down those fibers by rubbing something over there or putting something under it. Something. Whatever you want to do. There we go right there. And this is going to slide down in there like that. Alright, let's go ahead and take our little journal back out and we can do a little bit of decorating on this. So we're going to use some of our pieces here, some of our ephemera. So there's enough in here to do many, many, many of these little journals. And then you can take them to your craft fair and sell them. Little clutch journals. Alright. What will we put? Oh, that's cute, but when I close it, kind of covers them up. I like that. Right, I had to pause this video because I had some people come in, so we're going to continue and finish this little piece up. Now, I'm going to use this little doily, and I am going to put part of it right here, I think. This is just a really good craft fair project. And you can probably get, I'd probably sell it around here for, say, $6. And you're not putting that much into it. But I really think that someone would enjoy it. Be a good little stocking stuffer. Okay, and then we'll cut this part off. We'll use that for something else. There we go. And go ahead and put a little ink on that so it'll kind of match up with everything else. And then I thought about using this snowman. This is not a snowman. This Christmas tree right here on the front. I really wanted to use a Santa, but I didn't have one large enough. I like this, but I don't really like all that white around it, even though there is white in here. I'm just going to touch it a little bit with some Distress ink. And this will just kind of tone it down, tone that white down just a little bit. So we can match it up a little bit better. And it won't, you don't want it to stick out like a sore thumb when you put it on your project. So just doing a little bit of that. Yeah, that makes it blend better. I like that. So, yeah, I think I'll put that down there. And then you can leave this little booklet plain on the inside, or you could put there's some little tags in this kit that you can put in there. You can do different things with it. I think I might just put a tag in the front and in the back in these pockets, and then leave this plain for journaling if somebody wants to use this for a little journal in their purse. I think that might work. And then I think I'll just drop that in right there. I don't want to cover up all of my paper there because I like that. I like that paper. All of this come out of this kit, except the red doily. But we have those on the site in the store if you want some of those. Yeah, I like that. Now, you can close it many different ways. I'll probably put a little bit of seam binding around it, or I might just use some of this around it. This is in the kit too. So let's do this. Let's just use a little piece of this. Since it's small, I don't think it needs the seam binding. I'll just put a little tiny piece of baker's twine on there. And there we have our little journal. Now let's finish this guy up. Now I wanted to put this here, I think. And again, this has really, really bright white in there, and I don't want to take the time to trim it all out. So I'm just barely touching that with my blending tool. Just easily touching it. I don't want it to be stark white, but I don't want it to be real brown either. So I'm just enough to tone it down a little bit. Make it look a little bit more vintage. And see, that blends much, much better right there. Now, don't know if I want to put that on that end and put something else here. I think I will put it on this end, closer to this end. All right, that goes there. And I'll do something with that in a minute. Right now, I want to put a closure on here. So what I'm going to do is, I told you yesterday that these were brads. Well, I told you in the first of the video that these were brads. They're not. They're stick-ons. But that's okay. We can still use it and make it almost look like a brad. So let's take our little hole punch, and I'm taking the smallest one. And I'm going to go somewhere close to the center. Right there. I'm punching a hole. And then I'm going to use my seam binding. And I just want to make sure that I get enough to go all the way around this. So I'm going to put this in first and kind of adjust it. All right, I'm going to hold that right there for a minute. I'm just going to see how much of this I want on here. Then I don't want to waste it. Okay, that'll leave me plenty right there. So I still got lots for other projects. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this little piece on the inside. First off, I'm going to tie a little knot in it. Just a loose knot, and it would pull through there if you pulled really hard, but I'm not going to pull that hard. And then I'm going to glue this down under here. And you can put another little embellishment here if you want, just to cover that up. I might do that along the way. But right now we're going to leave it like that. And then I'm going to take this little sticky. I'm going to put more glue on it, I think. It's pretty sticky, but I'm going to put a little bit more on there. And then I'm going to stick that right on the top of that baker's twine where it comes out there. And of course I'm going to hold it for a little bit just because I put that extra sticky on there. And if you have any of this art glitter glue that comes out, don't worry, it dries clear. Straighten Santa up. And then this will wrap around. And then it'll just fold under this. Let's see. I'm trying not to let that piece move there, so. Okay. So that will just wrap around, and then I'll probably put some little beads on the end of it and then just tuck it through like that. So that's our little closure. But let's put our journal in there. Okay. Oh yeah, that fits perfect. There we go. Now, I am going to put something right here, I think. And I thought about this. And it just says Merry. And it came in that same kit. And Merry Christmas. I think that would go good together. I just don't want to cover up all that paper. You could put lots of other things under there if you wanted. But I think I'll just put that there. I may even move it over a little bit and then trim it off in an angle. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. There we go. And again, go ahead and put your glue back on there. Now that looks like more of it blending in the paper a little bit more. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap that around a little bit. And then I think right here I may just use some of these little dots. Maybe not the black ones. Let's use a couple of these. Let's use just the green. And maybe the lighter green. Oh, these things are pretty sticky. I don't think I would have needed that extra. Once you put them down, make sure they're where you want them. There we go. Now, I'm not going to tuck that in behind there or tighten it or anything until that dries really well, that glue. But that's going to be, I'll just hold it right now. That's going to be our little miniature bag journal. That's going to be our little miniature clutch bag with a journal. I just think that's super cute. And it was easy to make. Alright guys, that is it for this tutorial. We have a few more of these kits left, not many. But if you want one, make sure you go over and grab one now, because I am sure they're going to be gone in a hurry. Alright, we will talk to you guys later. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.